guys, so today I'm going to be doing a September to be read. I've never done one of these before, obviously, because the only other video I've done is my 50 random facts. But yeah, I thought it'd be cool to kind of tell you guys what I'll be reading in September, because I want to know what you guys will be reading too. So we're going into like the end of the year, and this is kind of like my favorite time for reading because it's so cozy. You just curl up with a book and a blanket, by the fire, drink your tea or coffee, and it's just all nice, you know. So yeah, I guess we'll just get into the books I'm going to be reading this month. So this first book is a reread for me. I think the last time I read it was when I was a freshman in high school probably, and I graduated in 2011, so kind of a long time ago. I was probably trying to reread it maybe like a year ago, and then I realized that someone had walked off with my copy, which sucks, but I was lucky enough to pick up a new copy, and the book is Pride and Prejudice. Sure, most of you guys have seen it. Probably all of you guys have seen it because there have been many reviews on YouTube, and it's also a classic. So, you know, it's by Jane Austen. It's actually my second favorite Jane Austen novel. I prefer Sense and Sensibility, but this one is awesome as well. I'm about halfway through right now, hoping to finish it soon. So yeah, that's the first book I'm going to be reading. Okay, so these next two books are books that are actually, I have started reading them but just never finished. I think because I lost them somewhere and I finally just found them in my bookcase. So I'm hoping to finish them this month and do some reviews for you guys because I just found out that the second book I'm going to be talking about is actually also a book that has been made into a movie. And I think it'd be really cool to do some book versus movie comparisons. Yeah. So the second novel I'm going to be reading is Mysterious Skin, and it's by Scott Heim. As you can see, I have the movie version of the book because Joseph Gordon-Levitt is on the front here. This book was really good from what I remember, but most of my memories are from the movie because that's actually what I had watched first. It was released in 2004, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, as you can see, is in the movie. He plays one of the main characters. It's a super disturbing movie, really creepy, so I think it'll be perfect for fall time. I got to about there, so almost finished, and I just never ended up finishing it because I lost the book. So yeah, I'm super excited to finish this, and I'll do a book versus movie adaptation comparison with this novel and the movie. Because I'm really interested in seeing like how they are different, since there are some intense subjects in the movie. So the second book that I have actually started reading before but just never finished is The Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil by John Berendt. I really suck at pronouncing last names, so hopefully I didn't butcher that too bad. This also has a movie adaptation, which I didn't even realize existed. I did some research, and apparently it was released in 1997 and it was directed by Clint Eastwood. This is a book that was released in 94. What grabbed my attention first was the book cover. I really love the cover of this book. It's so creepy and just like, oh, I don't know. It really caught my attention. I definitely wanted to read this, and I can't remember exactly how far into this I got before I ended up losing it, but I know it was so interesting. There was so much happening. You know, this definitely isn't a boring book. I would really recommend reading this. There's a lot of stuff that happens. You know, there's a murder in there, and it's also a nonfiction, so that's really cool. I can't wait to finish this one. So the third book that I'm going to be reading this month is actually a recommendation from my best friend, and it is Generation X by Douglas Coughlin. She lent this book to me probably 4 or 5 months ago, and I just never got around to reading it. I haven't started it. I really don't know much about it other than it is based in the 80s, you know, based on Generation X. So I'm really excited to, you know, read it. The vibes I'm kind of getting are a little bit of a Bret Easton Ellis vibe. I love him, so I'm looking forward to that. So the next book, if you guys have seen my last video, you would know that I'm obsessed with The Lost Generation, so I was super pumped to find this. And it is, I don't know if you guys can even see there, it's Save Me the Waltz by Zelda Fitzgerald. I know this is a book that was kind of ripped apart by F. Scott while Zelda was writing it. He was kind of jealous of her literary talent, and this isn't the book that ended up getting published isn't exactly what Zelda wanted. I know it was changed a lot. So, either way, it's gonna be a really interesting read. I'm super excited to start it, and I'm gonna tell you guys what I think about it after. So this next book is one that I'm super excited about because it's actually a copy that means a lot to me, and I haven't read it yet. I actually bought this one at Shakespeare and Company in Paris. I have my little stamp right here, so it's super cool. I just picked it up because, again, it's the Lost Generation. They actually have their own section in the store, which I didn't even know. I kind of just like turned around and it was right there, and I just got so excited. This is a short autobiography by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I have started this, maybe I just read the first little bit. Kind of just a collection of personal essays, different stuff that is in this, and I love reading about F. Scott, so I'm super excited to start this and tell you guys what I think after. And the last book that I'm going to be reading in September is James Franco, Actors Anonymous. I have read Palo Alto Stories. I really enjoyed it. Palo Alto is my favorite film right now. So I'm super excited to see what it's about. I haven't read a lot about it. I haven't even, read the back. I kind of just bought it because I did like Palo Alto Stories. So those are the books that I'm going to be reading in the month of September, and I hope you guys leave some book recommendations, or maybe, some of the books that you're going to be reading in the month of September, because I'd be interested in knowing. So I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye!